come join us on the stream and stuff. There's the camera, so you know. How are you, man? I'm good. I'm good. So you decided you didn't have anything for this week?
Yeah, I was in Denver this weekend, so I didn't watch any fights. Jordan is in D.C. No, he was in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Now he's in D.C. So he wouldn't be free to record anyway. So let's just talk wrestling.
Why not? We'll talk a little Tyson or Fury Wilder.
Oh yeah.
3.
I was gonna say that's about the only thing I have to talk about this weekend.
Yeah.
Luckily, the UFC is not pressing their luck at the moment. We got 3 pay-per-views in kind of rapid succession coming up.
Yeah. Well.
So the fight nights are not huge.
Okay.
I'm like, thank you.
Let's see. You need.
3.
Let's go 3. Here you go. There you go. 3. I got a new headphone amp. Hello, Twitch and YouTube, by the way. Stu Myrick. Eddie Cross from Fight Night.
Howdy.
He's going to join in. Yeah, I got a new headphone amp because the other one I think was starting to wear out.
You moved around too much?
Banged around.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just like us, they get old.
Yeah, you know.
I get you a little crackly in my ears here.
A little crackly?
Yeah. Can you turn me up over on there?
Yeah.
Okay. Check. All right.
Yeah, good.
I feel like I'm hearing you more just through the air than through my phone, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Check. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we got NXT 2.0. Should I say it again? Should be 3.0.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I mean, are you counting FCW?
No, not counting FCW.
Okay.
Because that was FCW.
Yeah, it was like before TV.
But
then,
you had
then the USA product.
right.
And now this.
Right.
Yeah.
You had NXT, which the original, which was the rookies and the veterans, and they're doing the little, barrel run or whatever. Then you had the NXT that kind of grew into what we
So
what we
4.0.
love, and now you got this.
This should be 4.
Well, I'm just counting 3 for now.
Okay,
so.
well, you go reality show, then all the developmental, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn types.
Yeah, but that was pretty much.
And then the TV product.
Yeah, but the TV product was just the other, except on TV.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
But it did represent a new era.
Sure,
I don't know, but I do see what they're going for now. Vince is like, look, I don't know what to do with all these small flippy guys once they come up to the main roster, so we're just gonna stack NXT with my type of guys.
Yeah.
And Braun Breaker is definitely.
Cena
plus Batista rolled into one package, sounding like Rick Steiner. Looking like
actually, he sounds a little more like his uncle than his father. Yeah. Sounds like Scott.
Yeah.
But
Rick didn't have much personality.
Rick
was. Yeah, if you're gonna learn that, you're gonna learn it from Scott.
Yeah, Rick was more of a. I don't know. He had his thing, and it was.
It was not cutting promos.
Yeah, it just wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't that strong. So it was just.
But at least now you think when they come up to the main roster, Vince will know what to do with them.
You hope.
Hopefully. Well, the fact that they drafted Austin Theory, Ridge Holland, and Hit Row.
Yeah, that was.
And they didn't change their names.
Well, as of right now.
Yeah, as of right now. But, I mean, Austin Theory
as of right now.
Austin Theory is a weird name.
Well, Austin, that was his name. That was actually his name in Evolve and whatever the. It was that whole thing.
Well, it sounds like a cable
FIP,
access TV show.
Yeah.
So it sounds like something that would be here right after Studio 512. Next up, Austin Theory.
Austin Theory.
Yeah. Ridge Holland is just kind of a very plain Jane name.
Yeah, that was just,
But it's very British, though.
So yeah, it was interesting.
They put a newsboy cap on him.
Yeah, they called those guys up along with Xia Li and let's see, who was it? All right, so it was Hit Row, Xia Li, Ridge Holland, and Drake Maverick. Well, Drake was kind of on Raw, but technically he was NXT. So, and then you had
125 Live,
Austin Theory. So. It'll be, and we'll talk about it here, but looking at who they didn't call up, that thought for sure it was time, like Io Shirai or Johnny Gargano or LA Knight.
I'm not surprised that they didn't call up Gargano because he's definitely not Vince's type.
Well, and that's
Io Shirai, though. You'd think they could easily flip her with Xia Li because Xia Li at least had something going on here.
Well, and that's the thing.
Was Tian Sha?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's a kind of an odd situation. You had Xia Li, kind of that Tian Sha, spooky whatever.
Yeah. Now it's finally picking up steam.
Io Shirai, who it's been rumored she was going to get called up for like the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And so we got NXT 2.0, and it was Indy Hartwell and the other girl, I don't remember.
Oh, it's not just me.
Yeah, she's another Australian.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we got Ikemen Gyro. Ikemen Gyro. I don't know.
He's way too smiley.
He is way too smiley. Way too happy.
I appreciate the jacket with his face on it.
Yeah.
But I need
taking on Joe Gacy. So anyway, I don't know. I didn't get it. And like I said, Io Shirai has been ready to get called up for like the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And she hasn't been. So
is it because it can't be because she still has a title?
Well, they'd have her drop the title. Yeah. That's no big deal. I mean, how you got Swerve?
Yeah.
Swerve's got the North American title.
So what's the deal?
Maybe it's a matter of either she is convinced them that she does not want to get called up, or they have just decided that.
I mean, who's got better English? No, that's always a big deal.
That's interesting. Wow, Cowboys released Jalen Smith.
The linebacker?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
They hadn't really done a lot with him. I mean, he had a flicker of something last year, but maybe they just figure they're good on linebackers. So
I haven't watched the Cowboys almost at all this year.
Yeah. So
I'm busy watching my Bears, but also you can't tell me anymore. Can't even try to tell me anymore that NXT is not developmental. When basically you're like, let's get rid of all these veterans who've been wrestling for 20 years.
Yeah.
And let's hold tryouts for people who haven't been anywhere.
Well, and that's the thing.
I'm like, don't third brand me. It's developmental.
Yeah.
And that's
so
okay.
this is They have it is now. It is no longer a third brand. It is purely developmental. That's why you're seeing a lot of these faces that we haven't necessarily seen, like a Joe Gacy and Ikemen Gyro.
There are a lot fewer gray hairs in the beards.
Yes, you're
really
absolutely
surprised.
right.
Speaking of, I was really surprised at the championship match.
Which one?
Oh, the NXT championship match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
with Tommaso,
it was going to be LA Knight.
Well, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
I thought for sure it was going to be Knight.
I'm like Papa Graybeard. I was really shocked then.
Because I thought they would call up Ciampa, but no.
Oh, I thought they were going to release Ciampa.
Yeah,
again,
or release him.
And he's smaller.
Older, smaller. He's been hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that, but
I think maybe Vince recognized, what he does for the brand.
I guess I don't know.
And they'll probably figure they're going to call up LA Knight soon anyway.
Well, see that one. Yeah, that one. that one was one I was really thinking because he's the former Eli Drake. He kind of came in ready.
Yeah.
He's been on the indie scene. Yes, he was in Impact. He was in the NWA. So just kind of fine tune him and then send him on to Raw or SmackDown.
But you got to think that, in working, I don't think Vince just took his run other place. I figured at some point they had to work with Triple H and Shawn Michaels to say, okay, you can take these guys now, but we're still working some things with these folks, and you can take them after WrestleMania or something like that next year.
I guess we'll see.
You can't scorch the whole earth. Is he hitting him with his jacket?
Yes, apparently we are hitting with the jacket in a clothesline, with his arm draped in the jacket.
Literally on a clothesline. Jokes.
It's got jokes, y'all. So anyway, we'll go over the draft. We'll go over what happened on SmackDown and Raw.
Why Vince hates the New Day.
Why Vince hates the women's tag team division even more.
Yeah.
There are no tag teams anymore. They've broken them all up. The only ones together are the champs.
Yeah, and they just forced them a name. What was it? Brutal something?
Super Brutality.
Ah.
So, okay, fine. But now you have no tag teams to face.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. We'll talk AEW Dynamite tomorrow night. We'll celebrate 2 years.
Really, is that his move?
I guess. But yeah,
2 years of Dynamite? Wow.
2 years. October 2019 when it came on the air.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, so much of that was during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Well, still is, yeah.
Yeah. So. Gives him a hug. Aw. And that's it. No
punch in the back of the
head. No attack, no post-match attack. Just all right, sure.
He should be wearing a white shirt. Make him look more like a school counselor.
He's being looked at by somebody in the stands.
Oh, isn't that what was that kid's name? It's supposed to be Brock Lesnar 2.0.
That's not. No, that's not him.
What was his name?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't think that's him. That's somebody else.
Okay.
Parker Boudreaux.
Yeah.
I don't think that's him. I don't know. I don't know. Cora Jade trying to be. I don't know.
Darbina Ellen?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Except she's much better looking.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fury and Wilder. This was it Friday, Saturday. Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm excited for that one. It's gonna be fun.
Why do I have the sneaky suspicion Fury's going to get out of there with the title?
Because that man can knock out anyone on Earth. And as he says, Fury has to be perfect for 36 minutes. Only have to be perfect for 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a lot of seconds in those 36 minutes.
It is.
Chances.
We'll see if Fury learns his lesson about his ring gear.
Yeah.
I mean, he apparently blamed being tired on having to lug around the 40 pounds of ring gear.
He had a lot of excuses.
Yeah.
And, well, put together, they probably did contribute some, but no one wants to hear that.
No, of course not.
Yeah, did you have a really heavy suit to walk out in? Sure. But should you be in good enough shape to where that didn't matter once the bell rang?
Yeah, it should be.
Did Tyson Fury have his gloves taped up weird? Possibly. I've seen some stills that make it look like, the strap of the glove was around his fist. And, the padding was up here. So when he'd punch him, this part would kind of flap down, and he'd hit him with more of a solid fist.
Uh-oh.
So that's one thing that Fury contends. I'm like, I've seen some stills that did look like that thing was kind of floppy. But the fact is, he still hit you.
True.
Yeah. Now, and a guy that's 6'7", 275 pounds, if he hits you, it's going to hurt anyway.
Yeah.
So, don't get hit.
Don't get hit. Right. Yeah. It's that's the thing. Like I said, it makes me think as Justin walks in. I just get the feeling that Fury will retain, and who someone just beat Joshua.
Oh, Alexander Usyk.
Yeah. So he's got the other
3 or 4.
I guess the other, it's what, 3 or 4 belts.
3.
Technically, there's 3. Well, officially
There's
3,
4.
but there's another 4th minor belt that Joshua had.
Yeah.
Yeah. There will be no undisputed champion anytime soon.
Yeah.
And
maybe next year.
Nah, not
but
even.
Not if Wilder wins, because then they're gonna have a 4th fight next year.
Yeah, right. There had to be a rematch.
Yeah, because the first one was a draw, and then if we get that settled, Joshua and Usyk are still gonna have to rematch. Well, because if Joshua wins, then gonna be a
so
third
we're looking at 2023
so you got
minimum.
Usyk, but whoever Usyk fights, he's gonna look like Rey Mysterio against Batista.
Yeah. Well,
but
like I said,
it's exciting and it's fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, heavyweight division. That's, it was for the longest time that boxing would go as the heavyweight division would go. So, and for right now, heavyweight division's a little. It's got a little, juice in it. So
I get the feeling that I got a bad feeling for Fury.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's been said that he kind of fights down to the moment or up to the moment. And the fact that he was supposed to fight Joshua for all the marbles, and then that one's off the table. Now he's got to fight someone that most people think he beat the first time, but he definitely knocked out the second time.
Right.
Now he's got to fight him a third time.
Well, you have to remember in that second fight, though, Fury was in huge trouble. Like, I'm surprised he peeled himself off of the canvas.
The first fight.
Oh, that's fight 1?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, so it's just like...
He pulled the Undertaker's setup.
Yeah, nobody was expecting that. So he has the ability, but, I mean, Fury's probably... Wilder's probably pissed.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely pissed.
And, I mean, when you have what he has, which is, like, the ultimate eraser, just only... Yeah, he only needs one. All he has to do is hit it one time, and that will end the night.
All right.
Where are you watching the fight at?
I don't know yet.
I bought a ticket. They're showing the fight at Galaxy Theater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, next to the Pluckers, off of where did they used to have the Inspire Pro?
Highland?
Near Highland Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Highland Mall doesn't really exist.
Well,
anymore.
whatever. Yeah. Whatever
Highland
is now.
It's ACC Highland.
Yeah. Used to be Highland Mall.
But
whatever, hippie.
Yeah, I've been around for a while now. But yeah, that there was like $27 a ticket.
No.
Oh,
I mean, it's not a bad price comparing to buying the whole pay-per-view.
Does that come with food?
Kidding.
I doubt it. But your seat, I mean, it's not a big theater, so I'm guessing they're not expecting to sell out a lot. But, pay-per-view fight, like that magnitude on a big screen, kind of takes you back to those old closed circuit days.
The closed circuit, yeah.
So I'm down.
Don't pretend like you're that old. Closed circuit days.
I mean, I was born during the closed circuit days.
Yeah, you weren't watching them.
Well, pay-per-view was a real new thing. Remember, it used to be that like it was before the TV Guide channel. It was like Prime, and then you would
That
hear.
I remember.
Yeah, so that's when pay-per-view was a thing.
All right. Well, let's get this thing started because we got like 2 hours.
So what a loca. I hear Tessa's coming back.
Yeah.
To WoW.
That's because nobody else will hire her. So all right, here we go. Hold on.
What they know about them Texas boys.
You're listening to the most dangerous show in Texas.
When they're not covering the sports world, they're talking about the world of professional wrestling.
It's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
Now, with Justin Simmons, here's Stu Myrick.
It is Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. That's right. We are taking over Fight Night's hour. So you're hearing us early if you're listening to us on the horn. Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons, and from Fight Night, Hello, fellas.
How's it going, guys?
Is it really a takeover if he's tag teaming with us?
Not really, but hey, it sounds good.
Don't
I
ruin it.
got nothing else to say.
the
so
curtain
you
down.
know.
Why would me ruin it? He was the.
You're drawing back.
I got
the
no-
curtain.
We're the ones that were throwing up the wolf
It's
pack,
like
and he was just like, "No."
You're closing forbidden doors.
That's
and
so
leave 'em open.
2009.
2000 fine is what it is.
It's 2000 late.
Wow. Just stop. Just stop.
He's just mad because it was back in 2000.
We were
Can we go
actually,
with love?
before we went on the air, we were talking about this Saturday. It's Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder.
Number
3 for the title. And I get this sneaky suspicion that Fury's going to retain.
You're not going to root for the American?
I will root.
This is a
are you
prize.
kidding?
This is a heavyweight
I've
fight.
I've talked to Deontay Wilder at least 3 times.
We
Of course,
have-
I'll root for Deontay,
Yeah,
but
but-
I just get this sneaky suspicion.
Well, there's a sneaky suspicion that the favorite's going to retain. The better boxer's going to win. It's not that sneaky.
The fight's
I
in
don't
Vegas,
know.
right?
It's most likely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So there's no home field advantage for Fury this time.
No.
yeah. I just like I said, I'm just I just get this feeling that Dante. In fact, I got a feeling Deontay's going to get knocked out again.
No, there's no way. After what happened last time, hey, they even said the suit's lighter this time. So we're ready to go.
Now, more
Yeah,
importantly,
we know
it's
that.
been longer, and he's had more time to fix his training,
Yeah.
fix his box. Now, he's been boxing forever. He's never going to be up to the level that Fury is as a boxer.
Oh, because
Right.
he started like at 22 or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But the fact that he's been in the ring with him twice now, he knows what he's up against. He knows what he's going to see.
Right.
He knows the power.
Right.
He knows the quickness.
Yeah.
You know,
so
So
And it's-
he's got
I mean-
so much more room to improve over what he's done.
yeah.
And
I
like
mean,
you said-
and assuming Fury can stay in the same shape or even get better
Yeah.
from fight number 2.
And that's the thing. He kind of fights to the moment. So when he fought Wilder the first time, it was a huge comeback,
Yeah.
you know. And most people
He
thought
worked
he won
hard,
that fight.
trained hard,
Yeah.
lost some weight.
Exactly. And then
Yeah.
the second fight, he actually got bigger
Yeah.
to give himself more power and got the knockout. But he also, it was huge again. He still didn't have the title. Now he's
Right.
defending the title in a fight that he didn't think he was going to have to fight yet. So he thought it was going to be Joshua for all the marbles.
Yeah, I thought it would be a little longer before he had to face Wilder again.
Well, boxing
and of course
is
now
weird.
Joshua
Contracts are
has
contracts.
lost his titles to who was it?
Alexander Usyk.
Usyk.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Usyk has
3.
3 of the belts.
Yeah.
You got Fury with 1 belt.
One and the lineal ring title.
And
so-
Yeah,
right.
because he's the lineal champion.
Which, by the
So-
way, that ring belt is the best one.
The ring?
Yeah.
Oh, the ring belt's the nicest looking one, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
It's
I was
very
going to
Rocky-esque
say,
with the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Despite-
pictures, yeah.
but despite all the politics, the IBF belt is the one where it's like you can be a nobody and you have to fight the mandatory. So that's kind of like what helped out Usyk to get that fight because of
Yeah.
that IBF title.
Yeah.
Yeah, he cashed in. Basically pulled an option C.
Yeah, money in the bank.
Yep.
Yeah, he was the
Yep.
he was the undisputed cruiserweight champion. Moved up in weight, and whichever, I think it was actually WBA that made him the mandatory.
Was it the WBA? I would be.
But basically
assume it would
because
be
he
the
was a
IBF.
See,
super
I thought,
champion.
yeah, okay, because WBA is supposed to be pretty crooked. So.
Yeah, well, because he was a super champion moving up in weight, he could petition to make himself the number 1 contender.
Okay.
Basically, like Impact's option C.
well,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it worked. And
Yeah.
it worked.
With Josh Alexander will face Christian Cage at
That'll work too.
their next Impact Plus special.
But since
Yeah,
this would
and
be,
he did option C. He
Yeah.
traded in
And-
the
and
extra.
we know he's going to win it.
But
So-
since this would be like the fight night hour, you got to give us a winner for Wilder versus Fury. I mean, this is a big fight. You have an American against an Englishman.
Oh,
Everybody's
man.
going to be watching. Vegas is going to be packed for this fight.
Fury's like a minus 290 favorite.
My thing with Fury, like you said,
So almost 3-1.
Yeah.
tries to come in to the moment. He might be a little disappointed. I'm not sure how motivated. And he's a couple years older now.
He's a little cocky.
I mean, he's good. I like him
mean,
a
he
lot.
should be cocky. But
Yeah.
with Deontay Wilder, you get cocky for 1 second too long. It's just like MMA. It only takes 1 second.
Right.
And
Right.
I get a sneaking suspicion that Wilder's going to take it.
Really?
If I had 20
Okay.
bucks that I wanted to bet, I mean, I'd only make like 50, 60 bucks off of it. But I would put 20 bucks on Deontay Wilder.
Okay.
Now-
all right.
Granted, it's only 20 bucks.
Right.
So-
But
But
See, I'm leaning Fury.
Yeah, your sneaking suspicion is the opposite of my sneaking suspicion.
I'm thinking Fury. You're thinking Wilder. Justin, what do you think?
Also, it makes more chaos in the heavyweight division, and that's what the universe is more likely to have happen.
Well, I just want to see Wilder take on Joshua because I know he would obliterate Anthony Joshua if he had the chance.
Well, it won't. Yeah, that won't matter now because Joshua's no longer the champ.
Yeah, but
he's
we've
gonna
already
get the rematch though.
We've already seen Anthony Joshua be able to answer the call after he got beat up against
Okay,
Andy Ruiz.
let's talk about Fury Wilder. Who you got?
Well,
that's a good question.
Fury,
Get back on track.
Again, I just don't know if he's going to be there mentally for this fight. Wilder already came in. He's supposed to come in a little bit heavier, a little bit stronger, and come in with a less heavy suit. So I'm thinking...
And different trainers.
Yes, and different trainers. This is the most important part.
So you're thinking Wilder.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Can't not root for the American. This is
see.
the heavyweight championship, or one of them of the world.
America.
All right. Let's get into wrestling. You know, it is Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
We're doing sports guy stuff first.
Yeah. So we have had the 2021 WWE Draft.
Ooh.
How much do you think the actual network executives were involved in this? Because I know they've been sticking their nose in things a lot and like jealous of what's on the other
I'll
guys'
be honest.
show.
If they were, I don't know because it feels like SmackDown may have gotten the better edge again, and Edge is going to Raw. But it seems like SmackDown got probably got the better of the two.
Yeah.
So
I don't feel like it was that way. I think everything kind of evened out at the end, and with the announcement of Stevenson going to Raw, I felt that kind of put it over the top for them.
That was a surprise for me.
That was interesting. Yeah. Gable Stevenson, who has not wrestled a professional match yet, who is still, he's still at University of Minnesota, going to compete in the NCAAs. He's got that heavyweight championship to defend.
You want to talk about a target on your back?
Yeah, but so he has not performed in WWE yet, and he's going to forget NXT. He's going straight to Raw.
I hope they don't do that to him.
Interesting.
I mean, you don't want to Ronda Rousey this guy.
No, you
don't. You want to Kurt Angle him.
Yeah, but even Kurt didn't have to spend time in developmental. He just went straight to the main roster, and he had probably one of the best debuts of anybody besides Ronda Rousey.
But how long was he training?
Yeah, but
he wasn't training that long.
Yeah, but you can't.
He had good trainers, though. He had excellent trainers.
Well, and that's going to be the thing. Now, allegedly, if you believe the rumor and innuendo, among those mentoring Stevenson, Brock Lesnar, of course, a University of Minnesota alum.
He definitely wants Brock Lesnar's agent.
Yeah. Several others. So
Sheldon Benjamin.
I think
that'd be cool.
It's possible that you could see Stevenson come out on Raw, do well. It does worry me a little bit, just because, it's, doing professional wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, that's a lot different. So,
but is it really? I mean, the game has changed so much over the years. Are you expecting Stevenson to come out and hit a Panama Sunrise
I'm talking about promos and all that good stuff, wrestling to the camera.
And that's why he needs to spend some time in NXT.
Yeah, that's my thinking. There is, I'm not talking the moves themselves. He can probably handle. It's everything else. Because remember, pro wrestler is, the mat work is only half of it.
I'm even concerned though. You can already tell he's a charismatic guy off of his interviews after winning the Olympic gold, what he's done for his brother to help get his foot into the door. I just think he's already pretty much a pre-made package. All he has to do is iron out the details.
Yeah. One of the things. So last year in the draft, it was the tag team titles, tag team champions. Yeah. So I think who was it? Street Profits were Raw tag champs. New Day was SmackDown. They got drafted to the other brand, so they just swapped. This time it's the women's champions. Charlotte Flair, the Raw women's champion, is drafted to SmackDown. Becky Lynch, the SmackDown women's champion, drafted to Raw. And oh, by the way, nothing takes effect for 3 weeks until after Crown Jewel.
Yeah, that's a new twist, and I kind of like it.
That is a new
At
twist.
least they get to finish these
storylines
loyalty
off.
storylines, yeah.
Well, the real question is here, Stu, as I show this to all of our viewers on Twitch and on YouTube and such, how much ink did you waste printing out these draft sheets? Because, I mean, it's like all black backgrounds with a lot of blues and reds. And I'm like, yeah, thank you, Eddie. I was like, look at that. He printed 3 of those. I was like, oh, man, you wasted like all your color ink on this, huh?
Well, you know, what can I say?
Sometimes you got to go all out.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can see, though. I mean, it's,
Well, and those
it's
are
a
the
pretty lengthy
graphics.
draft, though.
So those are the graphics. That was what WWE, tweeted out at the end, the different rosters.
I mean, I thought you were going to lead off with the fact that Mason T-Bar got split up. I know a lot of people are sad about that.
Yeah, not me. It is interesting. Mason T-Bar
Lucky, good for them.
are going to different brands.
Also, they could have been a good tag team if they actually had, a thing.
But the thing is that he will never be called Donovan Dijakovic or whatever again because there's already a Dominic.
Oh, and, Vince wouldn't allow that anyway.
Yeah.
Dijakovic, you can't put that on a T-shirt.
I mean, Dijak was a great last name, I felt.
I mean,
It's not bad.
the Seth Rollins Edge rivalry will continue, except it'll be on the red brand now instead of the blue.
Does that make it more graphic if it goes on Raw? Because they have the,
Because you're going
that
to
10 o'clock hour.
You're going from network to cable, and you're going.
Because
not.
we've seen Raw get a little racy after that. Well, what would be for us the 9 p.m., 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central.
Yeah, when all the kids are supposed to be asleep, it kind of bumps up a notch.
That third hour, I don't know. You look, and I hate talking about ratings, but if you look at the ratings, third hour usually gets the smallest audience.
Well, yeah,
from week to week. So I'm not sure you want.
It really is too much.
I'm not sure you want to. Maybe they do. Maybe they're going to try to juice that one up by putting that rivalry.
Well, the big thing is that the main event comes on at the 9 o'clock hour, like right before it, so all the kids can see it before they go to bed.
Yeah. The other thing is you have the women's tag team champions, Rhea Ripley, Nikki ASH, drafted to Raw, and they will be defending those titles against nobody. They have broken up every women's tag team.
That means there's only time for new ones to be made.
But he won't.
It is. I mean, how it's getting to the point of why do you even have the titles if you don't want women's tag teams? It's bad enough with the men's tag teams.
Yeah,
but at least you got a few. But the women's tag teams, I mean, come on. You got Tamina and Nia Jax split up, or Tamina and Natalya split up. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler are split up,
which is great though.
Even Shotzi, Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Knox, who had defeated then Natalya and Tamina 2 or 3 times, were supposed to be in line for a title shot. And now they're on different brands.
What?
Yeah,
I
they split them up too.
Yeah. Let's see. Shotzi is on SmackDown and Tegan Knox is on Raw. So,
What the hell, man?
So it's like, I don't know what they're going to do with them.
The
but
thing is, if you look at this, you will see that even amongst the factions, the names are listed separately. So I looked down and I saw Eric. I was like, no, they didn't. Oh, there's Ivar.
Yeah, there's Ivar. Yeah,
like, dude,
the Viking Raiders are still together. They are.
Vince can't wait to.
They're now on SmackDown.
Have some kind of Viking hell match.
Right.
To break them up.
Street Profits, who were on SmackDown, are now on Raw.
Don't give me ideas.
You got, what was it? New Day is on SmackDown.
I'm surprised they didn't get drafted separately.
Big E's still going to be on Raw, so we've still got it split.
Yeah, but the Hurt Business is back together.
For how
and
long?
the Hurt Business and they're back and they're on Raw. So again, we'll see how long. This was, that was kind of a impromptu. Let's throw them back together again.
I mean, it's the right move. They didn't need to break them up in
the
first place.
Exactly. They shouldn't have been broken up in the first place.
If you told me a long time ago that they were going to break them up and have Bobby go on a run and then lose it and then get them back together so he can get the belt back, I'd say, oh, that's kind of smart.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that.
No, they didn't.
But I
You
mean,
know that wasn't why.
it's okay to luck into good things, though. It's kind of like when we had Daniel Bryan win WrestleMania. Nobody had that.
You also, you got being called up from NXT. You got Hit Row, so you got Isaiah Swerve Scott, B-Fab. Who are the other two?
Top Dollar.
Top Dollar.
That's my favorite name now.
And I forget the other
Chauncey
one. Anyway,
Adonis.
but anyway, so those 4 are going to be on SmackDown. You've got Aaliyah coming up from NXT. She'll be on SmackDown. You got Xia Li, which was okay. That's kind of odd because she was part of that Tian Sha, whatever, the smoky, creepy thing. And
very,
Rich
very
and Rich Holland.
Yeah,
Well,
that one surprised me.
That was a bit of a
surprised you?
surprise.
Because
Yeah,
I haven't seen any
She hadn't been
personality
on
on him ever.
Yeah, he hadn't been on NXT
I know,
that long.
but he already had the look. You saw him put him in the main event at NXT on the very first show. You knew that you had this guy fast track for.
Oh, he's definitely got the look, but when's the last time you heard him cut a promo?
You're not going to have to, if they're smart.
When have they been smart?
Exactly.
About 33 1/3 of the time.
Man.
Yeah, 33 1/3 of the time was Hit Row, bring up Hit Row.
Which means Swerve Scott will drop the
Yeah.
North American title probably to Santos Escobar.
But you got a cool faction that's going to sell a lot of T-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, I was so sick of hearing that one guy in the NXT arena yelling Hit Row all the damn time during the show. I wanted to stab him.
What can
So
I
yeah,
say?
you had those four from NXT go to
I hope he's
SmackDown.
A lot of that South Texas came out there.
You had Austin Theory and Drake Maverick, who are technically NXT, but kind of not really. But they're going to be on Raw now.
Now, I was finally liking Austin Theory with his thing in the way.
I know that was
It
kind
was
of
like
cool.
the goofy
Yeah,
son.
yeah. And Drake Maverick will just be part of the 24/7 Geeks. So.
Yeah. If he can become like an evil Drake Maverick, that'd be fun.
But he's such a good performer. Even when he's stuck in 24/7 purgatory, he is entertaining. It's
Yeah.
all get out.
But if he can just be like
He is good.
an evil
so.
little guy, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, they should put him back as at least a manager for one of the bigger names and let him talk.
Real quick, let's
Well,
talk
that's what they
about.
wanted to do with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
And can we talk about this Bearcat thing?
Love it.
Really?
Yeah.
You can tell Vince came up with that because it's a name from like 1965. Who says Bearcat? anymore if you're not in Cincinnati.
I'm holding judgment.
What about
for
Huntsville?
now?
The Bearcats.
I'm gonna hold judgment for now on see what Keith does with it
Now,
because he's not. I say he's not a great heel. He's much better as a baby face, but we'll see.
Now I like the change in attitude, so I think he can be a good heel.
It's possible, but
I think it's more Vince wanted him to more be a 400-pounder and throw people around as
Just
opposed
wants
to
to be
diving out of the ring
monster
and
heel.
being an X division.
let's talk about who wasn't drafted. Brock Lesnar
of course.
going to be a free agent.
That's kinda cool, I
Goldberg's
like that.
part timer. Asuka, who
Oh, yeah.
don't know where she is.
Injury.
Maybe Elias.
No, she was in the handcast thing for a while, like about a month ago.
You had Elias, who allegedly was going to do away with the drifter gimmick and
yeah.
the guitar. We haven't seen him.
No,
Eva
he-
Marie, who was just quote unquote injured
Right.
by Shayna Baszler. Lacey Evans, she's got to give birth. You got Lucha House Party. You got MVP.
No, MVP's
No,
overall.
MVP got tracked with Bobby Lashley. They got drafted
Oh,
together.
okay. All right.
They
Well,
got
then there we go.
drafted
All
What
right.
about Nia Jax? Was she drafted? Oh, there she
Yes.
is.
Yeah,
Right.
she was.
You got Slapjack / Shane Thorne.
Who?
Hopefully they'll
Mace?
Who?
No, Slapjack.
Isn't that Mace?
Retribution.
Oh,
That's not Mace. Okay.
No, that's not Mace.
No.
He was the one of the paper
there's-
I
plate.
know. I'm just joking.
He was one of the
even know
paper plate.
I didn't even know he was still around.
Titus O'Neil, who hasn't wrestled in God knows how long.
But he's their ambassador, so it's understandable.
Does
Maurice and Bailey,
Maurice.
who's also still
Maurice.
injured. Maurice. Apparently, she was technically on SmackDown.
I didn't know
So-
she was still on the roster.
Me either.
I didn't think so either. So
What about Scarlett? If you draft him,
have
Maurice.
no clue. We don't know.
Oh.
She hasn't been introduced at all.
Yeah.
We have, as far as we know, she just,
And it's so weird because Vince loves pretty blondes.
oh yeah.
And you've got one of the most gorgeous you've ever seen. And you just go, eh.
Well,
and you turn Karrion Kross into a gimp.
well,
So you know.
my thinking is though behind that was that they didn't want a repeat of a Mark Mero Sable situation where she just
They care
overshadowed.
about repeating things.
I suppose.
I mean, she would just overshadow Karrion Kross.
Also, let's talk
But
about.
he would also get a huge boost.
Okay,
because of her.
Let's also talk about. We mentioned talents that were coming up from NXT. Talk about who didn't get called up from NXT.
Okay, also, Karrion Kross is a lot better than Mark Mero.
Io Shirai, who's been rumored to make a jump for the last 3 years.
Yeah, what's up with that?
And hasn't yet. She's still one half of the women's tag team
I
champion.
can only assume she can't get a decent promo.
It's the only thing I can figure. Johnny Gargano,
Maybe Asuka.
which something tells me Gargano wants to stay with NXT,
Listen,
maybe.
Vince does not want him on the main roster. He's too old and too small.
Yeah.
You got Ciampa, the
Too old and too
NXT
small.
champion, probably. Kyle O'Reilly,
Too small.
probably
Too
too small. LA Knight, that
small.
one's
They're just
too
waiting.
small.
He's
No.
only like 5'6".
What?
LA Knight?
LA, yes.
LA
No,
wrong.
he is not.
No, he isn't. Look it up.
He is not 5'6". I've met the man.
He's like 5'6".
No,
nuts.
he's not.
Maybe 5'9".
I don't know what you're talking
He's
about.
at least 210
He's
pounds.
he's 6 foot.
He's not 6 feet tall.
Yes.
No, he's not.
Dude, I got the picture to prove it.
That's fine. You maybe your height's off.
He's
Oh,
listed as 6'2",
Anyway,
234.
He ain't
Thank you.
6'2", bro.
Yeah,
LA
anyway.
Knight. You seen him against Braun Breaker in the ring. He ain't 6'2".
I think they're just waiting on him.
yeah, LA Knight, that one doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Vince
'cause
can't
he's-
take everyone at the same time.
But yeah, LA Knight, he's ready. He,
Yeah.
he had the long run with Impact, went with the NWA. So I don't know. And Frankie Monet, that was another one. Was kind of like, especially after she lost the in the title match last week versus Raquel Gonzalez. You thought, okay, time for her to go to Raw or
I think
SmackDown,
that's
but
I
guess
think it's just
not.
another situation where Shawn and Triple H won't let Vince take everybody, just scorch the whole earth.
yeah, can't scorch
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So because then who are you going to call up after WrestleMania?
Anyway, these picks will go into effect October 22nd, the day after WWE Crown Jewel. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we will talk about SmackDown and Raw, what happened from those two shows. Coming up next, Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. 5'6".
He's about
You're
5'6".
Get out of here.
You're
He's
out of your
5'6",
mind.
man.
Stop it.
You've been dropped in your head too many
Yeah.
times.
I have,
been-
but
Are you-
I mean,
what
you
are
know,
you drinking?
You can see a guy that has lifts when you know a guy has lifts.
No.
There are no
And I like him. I'm just saying
there are
that
no
He
he's
is not
strong.
5'6".
Okay, there are no 8-inch lifts.
You have not seen Tom Cruise in the movie, have you?
I have, but then he'd be wearing like kiss boots.
He does.
He does
Stop.
not.
Just stop.
Now Prince, on the other hand,
Oh, he just wore heels.
yeah, he's like my height with heels and huge hair.
Yeah.
Look like a troll doll.
Yes.
he is tiny.
Well, because he was like 5'2".
Yeah,
Yeah, he was pretty short.
there's never been so much talent in like per square inch
Yeah.
in the human race.
Yeah. All right, let's do segment
Where
2.
are we? Segment 2.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this? Oh, more draft.
All right.
I can't believe Drake Maverick's listed.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. So, all right.
Liv Morgan should have been much higher.
Got to mute for a moment. We'll be right back. Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Stu Myrick, Justin Smash Simmons, Eddie Cross from Fight Night. So SmackDown Friday night, besides night 1 of the draft, had a couple of developments. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns facing off. That was kind of interesting. I gotta be honest, I kind of liked it.
Oh yeah.
Whoa,
If
whoa,
for
wait,
another
wait, wait,
reason,
wait.
I know it's crazy.
Wait.
I know it's crazy.
Wait.
But it was. I don't know.
And why is this
Now
cool?
here's the thing.
Because of who?
What?
Yeah,
Well,
let me say first, preface. He hates Brock Lesnar. He doesn't ever like him because he's a part-timer, and when he wins the championship, he feels that it should be there every week on
And
the
if
show.
you let me finish,
Yeah. Oh.
I don't want him to win the title. I really don't, because again, part timer, not there, you're going to hold the title hostage. And I got a feeling he's not. I got a feeling they're going to keep it on Roman for a while.
I agree.
But at least it's interesting to watch him and Roman with him as, for all intents and purposes, the quote babyface role.
Yeah.
But now I got to ask you why it's interesting. And I think the answer is because it's Brock Lesnar. And that's been my argument every time on this show, regardless if he's a part-timer, regardless if he's a heel or a face, is that Brock brings eyes to the product because he's Brock Lesnar. You still have no other athlete like him. He is, like in a video game, he is the final boss. He is overpowered. And if for some reason you beat him, you know that you earned your victory.
And Roman will probably beat him at Crown Jewel.
But it's not going to be clean, right?
No.
I don't think so. It'll be a distraction or, some sort of weirdness.
The bloodline. When are they bringing Naomi in?
Where did Naomi end up?
She's on SmackDown.
She's on SmackDown.
Okay, so it's still a possibility.
Yeah, because Sonya's upset with it.
Yeah, apparently she and Sonya Deville have this kind of thing going, and I assume this will probably lead to Sonya Deville returning to the ring.
Because she's just been a manager, right? For like the longest
Sonya
time.
Deville,
Executive.
she's a WWE official with Adam Pearce, Scrap Iron, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. So yeah, I don't know. I'm slightly interested. Like I said, it's pretty obvious he's not going to win the title.
But so far, it's really well done.
But it's not bad. Yeah,
I don't know.
I like the stuff with Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
The Heyman stuff is that kills me every time.
But he is so
watching
good.
him. Yeah,
It's
and
like-
he's. I mean, you saw him on SmackDown. I mean, he's like practically crying. It was hilarious in all the right ways.
But the thing is that he still has a turn that's possible. So Brock could win the title if Heyman's the one that screws over Roman Reigns and the rest of the family.
Yeah, but again, you're looking at the stories going further. You're not going to have that.
But then you get the double turn. And then you put Roman as a face again, and now you have Lesnar in his heel role where he belongs, and then you can extend the storyline for Roman to really make him like an all-out super champ.
But they're not going to do that overseas.
Right.
No, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
But they probably.
Not,
but can't you?
Now they've
argue?
had the Universal title change hands overseas.
Yeah.
It was Goldberg beating the Fiend.
Yeah, but that was.
But that's the Universal title.
Yeah.
And like I said, again,
Also,
you got Roman versus Big E at Survivor Series. You're looking at WrestleMania, so yeah, you're not going to have him lose the title right now. Yeah. So
I don't think if you're Brock Lesnar, you come back unless you know that you're going to win the title.
Not necessarily.
I think if you're Brock Lesnar, you show up for the money.
Yeah, it's called.
That's all Brock
I'm
cares about.
getting a huge paycheck.
And the title. He gets both.
No,
He's
the
Brock.
huge-
He knows
just
the
huge
deal.
paycheck. Yeah.
He knows the deal. It's all about the paycheck.
This Seth Rollins and Edge rivalry. Interesting.
Yeah, I was ready for that.
Rollins being in Edge's house, drinking his orange juice, sitting on his couch. I had all of a sudden I had flashbacks to Pillman and Pillman
I was
and
really
Austin.
disappointed that the house was empty. I wanted to see some scared little girls running around.
Yeah,
Seth
that
Rollins
would've
chasing them or something. It would have been
Did you guys catch the Easter egg
no. What was it?
when Edge was telling what do you call
Oh
them?
yeah. Daniel and
I don't know their real names, but yeah, it's Daniel and something else. But those are the real names of the revival or
now FTR.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes.
so like they even tweeted out on Twitter. They're like, "We got you, buddy. We'll head over to the house." So it's like it was an inside joke if you just knew the business, you know.
Yeah. So it was the two guys from what we got? We got Amber Alert or something.
Yeah. Whose phone is that over there somewhere?
Oh, that's mine. Anyway, so anyway,
Houston.
that's it. So that was kind of interesting to have that happen. And like we said in the first segment, now that they're both on Raw, this rivalry will go forward. It will continue. It'll end up with another match. I don't know, probably Survivor Series. I don't think they do it at Crown Jewel. I think they wait
to
and do
the
it.
big Survivor Series match.
That's just it. I don't think Survivor Series holds that much cachet anymore. for the WWE, and now it's just one of
Especially
those.
so close to the draft. I mean, you just switch sides.
Well,
so
doesn't
close to
matter
the
as
end of
much.
the year too, because Royal Rumble comes up. So I feel now it's just like another transitional pay-per-view, and now Crown Jewel has essentially replaced it as one of their biggest shows because they go all out for Crown Jewel.
They do because and allegedly they make more money off of that than they do off WrestleMania because that's how much Saudi pays.
Yeah.
So yeah, they kind of go all out for that.
And now with the network or Peacock, but the fact is that you don't have to sit up. You can watch it live. You can watch it on replay whenever you want. And it's like we don't have the same circumstances that we did back in the 90s where, they weren't going to put a pay-per-view outside, a major one outside of the U.S. like a SummerSlam again because they didn't want to lose the U.S. audience. Now it doesn't matter.
Although, yeah, I was going to say, in fact, there's talk that SummerSlam next year could be in the UK.
Yeah, I mean, it opens up a lot of doors having, the capabilities that they have with their production.
Yeah. Go to Monday night on Raw. Big E has his next challenger. It'll be Drew McIntyre at Crown Jewel before Drew goes to SmackDown.
Don't you mean Big D?
Big D.
That's what he called
That's
himself.
Right. That's
man.
right.
When
Big
Big E
E
looked at
versus
him
Big
after
D.
he said that, I lost it.
Sure, why not?
Hey, am I the only one that felt this way? But it was like we wasted a good chunk of Raw just kind of recapping who's staying on Raw. It's like they're being drafted to Raw, but they're already here.
Well, but that's most of the draft in general. The same thing on SmackDown. It's like, oh, they're staying on SmackDown. I mean, Raw's you already saw it more on Raw because you had 3 hours versus 2. But yeah, I mean, I get that. There's a lot of talk about who's staying.
Let me ask you guys this because I think this is an interesting question. Who's the person that really needed a move that didn't get one? Men, women, the tag team division, whatever. Who was the person that you see on this list that got drafted to the same brand they were already on, but that they probably would have flourished if they were given an opportunity to move?
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee, you think he would do better on SmackDown?
That maybe, yeah.
I felt like Kevin Owens getting over to Raw was a decent move, just because
But that was
it
the
gives
question
him,
you asked.
I know, but I'm just trying to think of like who really needed to move and didn't get it. And see that one's kind of tough because I
Wait a second.
there was a lot of people that ended up staying,
Yeah, there were.
like Sami Zayn. I felt that he could move back to Raw.
Oh, he's gonna have a field day with the whole getting drafted last,
yeah,
dead last.
yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that part. That's definitely for sure.
I just realized Veer and Shanky were broken up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was weird.
Yeah, Jinder Mahal and Shanky are
Stay
going
together.
to SmackDown. They'll be together, but Veer stays on Raw.
I don't like
Kind
his
of weird,
chances, right?
yeah, kind of weird. So, also
Are they just throwing stuff against the wall?
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's
when
like
you,
chuck it up in the air and just see what happens.
look at what's happening with Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch, who allegedly is a heel, comes out the very first, the beginning of Raw, to a huge ovation.
Yeah.
I mean, they're chanting her name. They're, and even like when she was in the ring with Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair, she was still getting cheered.
I think she would have to go Shayna Baszler on Nikki Ash to get any kind of real heel.
No,
heat.
I think actually they'd cheer her more. Nikki Ash is not over.
But she's like
the reports
feel for
are
her,
she's
though,
getting Nikki Ash is getting booed out of the building at house shows.
Well, it's a dumb gimmick, but
yeah,
but I
the
just
kids
feel like
it though.
People kind of feel for her, and if
I
she
just-
picked on someone
Like I
that
said,
size,
I just think
that,
it's like Becky Lynch just needs to stay being a babyface.
basically Steve Austin.
It's-
You're just
now,
gonna do
it's
what
gonna
you do,
be-
and
it's
people are
gonna-
gonna love it.
It's going to be interesting because you got Becky Lynch. So at Crown Jewel, it'd be Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown title. Now you got Becky, who's now on Raw, and you got Bianca Belair, who's on Raw. So kind of tells me Sasha Banks is getting the title because she's on SmackDown. Because you're not going to have the SmackDown Women's title on Raw, right?
But then
Well-
maybe they do some kind of weird trade where her and
No, we do
Her-
not need. We do not
and
need
Charlotte
trading the
trade
straps
belts,
like we had. New
and then
Day
they have to face off at Survivor Series because someone slapped someone in the belt trade. I don't know. You know, whatever they're going to do is going to be stupid, though.
it is
Yeah,
gonna
I was
that's
gonna
the
say I wouldn't be surprised if they instigated like, hey, floating champions, like you're free to go, or you have a couple of wrestlers that are free to go each and every show to go over to kind of help boost ratings and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what they're doing.
Well, I mean, they have a lot to compete with now. They got to make the suits happy. You know that AEW is still taking away eyeballs from the product little by little. They got a lot of good buzz right now, so they have to make some moves. It's understandable.
True.
But at the end of the day, they're so big. It's just like eventually everything falls into place.
Yeah, I mean, they're the Kleenex of the brand.
Yeah.
The problem is
Raw
they've
has-
done nothing to improve themselves,
Raw-
unlike Kleenex.
I mean, Raw has
So
been
Oh, with the VIX too, man. Oh man, that's
Raw has been a little bit better over the last 3 weeks. Now
except for last night.
they didn't have. Last night wasn't great. And I mean, you could only go up.
That's good.
So, I mean, SmackDown has obviously been the better show. Although even then, it kind of bores me. Just me. I mean, it's just me
Problem is
personally.
they're still
but-
being run by an 80-year-old
yeah.
who thinks
that's
she
true.
knows what 20-year-olds want to see.
Couple other notes: King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown.
I like
Those
that idea.
those tournaments will start this Friday on SmackDown's quote season premiere on Fox.
Think they'll have a new set?
They
love the
just,
huge
they
screen
just
they have.
no, because they just had when they just came back, they had new sets.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I do love that
unfortunately.
shit.
and it'll
screen.
continue
It's
Monday
just
night
gross.
on Raw and USA. So King of the Ring. By the way, you got to have Xavier Woods as King of the Ring. Come on.
He definitely needs to be in the finals.
Yeah.
It would be cool, but
Because, I mean, he's the one that can probably really bring something to it. But, I mean, I've liked Nakamura's reign with him and Rick Boogs together.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's been a nice little gimmick. I think Pat McAfee's the one that really helps get that over.
he does.
And then you heard on
so much
NXT
better than Corey.
2.0, should be 3.0, Halloween Havoc. Halloween Havoc.
Oh, I missed that
October
announcement.
October 26th
Nice.
on USA Network. And it looks like it will be, I know the title match, Tommaso Ciampa defending the NXT Championship against Braun Breaker.
That's what I'm talking about. He's going to break.
Already?
Yes.
You know he's going to win it. He has to.
And then Tommaso gets called up to SmackDown or Raw.
Smoss
We'll
gets
see.
released.
yeah, and then he starts
Or
dropping out to the
released.
stars.
Or he gets released.
They're not moving up Ciampa.
It's a job out? Yeah.
Vince hates that. Vince hates guys like that.
No, that's why he's going to be a jobber.
We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, Impact Wrestling has a huge knockout special coming up this Saturday. We'll tell you all about it next on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn.
I got it. What he's going to do is he's going to move Ciampa up to SmackDown, and he's going to become the manager for the Viking Raiders because he already has the beard.
He does have the look.
yeah,
And he's better on the mic than either one of them.
yeah, exactly. I was like, it's not that stupid of a move. And you
I
know he
mean,
has the neck issue.
That's
and
how you know
stuff.
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because it actually makes sense.
Okay, we'll see.
The whole
I mean,
moving
was
Adam
it-
Cole to be a manager for Keith Lee, I'm like, are you smoking crack?
Oh, and they were going to cut his hair, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand what they saw or what they didn't see in Adam Cole. I really don't. I thought they really had him pegged in the Shawn Michaels role.
It's because he's small.
Is
That's
he really
it.
that small? Is he
Yeah.
like 5'10"?
He's
No, he might be 5'6".
no, he's
He's only
about
like 5'8",
he's
5'9".
about I'd say he's probably about 5'11".
So he's like around he's
But
taller
he's
than
skinny.
Daniel
I was
than
gonna say
Bryan
5'9".
Danielson, right?
he's skinny. So
Yeah.
That's because he lost weight. He used to be a little chunky. During
yeah,
his
he
P-
has lost weight.
during
so.
his PWG days, and right when he started at Ring of Honor, then he started getting the real professional look.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what he does in AEW.
You know, what
it
annoys
will
me
be
is
surprised.
Vince literally had to go down to NXT to watch them and scout them. I'm like, how do you not watch your own product? How do you not know what's on your TV?
Because he had Triple H running it.
But you're the big man. Everything comes to you. You can make any changes you want to all the
Which,
time.
by the way, has Triple H even gotten back to?
Oh well, I mean, he
Off
had
of-
the
because he had the heart
health scare.
yeah, he had the heart scare.
I mean, this would probably kill him.
That's
Looks like 1992 in your house.
hey, the Indy Hartwell / Dexter Loomis storyline was
Okay,
excellent.
The
that one I
index
kinda
wedding.
like.
The index wedding was nice.
When it was such a the biggest deal was Dexter actually said something.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, That was well done.
Well, you saw where they were on like the honeymoon, and he pulled out the pack of condoms. he doesn't
Like,
say anything. He
yeah.
just
There you
stares.
go.
So I was like, oh my god, that's
Yeah.
great.
That's the
That was
move.
good.
That is the move. Yes. So.
and with Dexter coming back on Showtime, it's perfect timing.
Yeah, that's right. Dexter is
Well,
coming back.
Yeah.
we have I guess that's Tian Shaw
No,
taking on Indy Hartwell.
She's got a name. That's not her name.
What is her name?
I can't remember her name.
don't know.
But Tian Shaw is the group.
That's the group. Okay, so I don't know who she is.
Yeah, I don't recall which one this one is, but she's part of that group.
She's very tiny. No, she's the leader.
Yeah, but she's
she's
she
the
is
one that
tiny
sits-
compared to Indy.
She sits on the throne and
Yeah, she needs
spews.
to sit on the
And
throne because she needs a booster seat.
so, and you got the guy, whatever his name is.
I remember his name.
But I mean, like when you're working the trapezius muscle, something tells me like you probably don't know a whole lot of moves.
Yeah. And if he's out there, where's Dexter?
Yeah, where is Loomis? Where's any of them?
in the
Where's
ring?
Gargano? Where's
Uh,
is this like
What's
the
her name?
We've
pregnant.
got her.
nerve grip?
It's like a
oh, she lost it. This is where Loomis comes out. You just see his
Is
feet.
she gonna sprint mist?
Nope.
No mist. Ooh.
oh wow, her friend
Barely
saved
got
her.
her foot up there.
I forget her friend's name, but
Oh yeah, who is that?
she was on a couple weeks ago. I forget.
Was she at the wedding?
Yes, she was at the bridal shower.
That was nice.
Rolls her over, hooks the leg. 1, 2, and 3. Oh wow, got the 3. Indy wins.
Shirt.
Well, what do you know about that? Oh, and then she raises up.
Cross-legged.
Yeah, I wonder if she's gonna call out more people. Okay.
Sure.
So what's
And,
this?
this is Lash
Oh,
Legend.
that's right.
I forget her real name.
But she's
She
the
is, she's
Yeah,
huge.
she's the former basketball player.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, she played for Tennessee.
All right, let's do another segment.
Hey,
Hey, D'Angelo. Hey.
hey, let me ask you real
Tony
quick.
Soprano.
What's this tattoo of? Because if you're supposed to be Italian, it looks like he has like a Russian tattoo.
I think it's supposed to be an Italian.
I think it is.
Or-
I think it is Italian.
But it looks blue instead of green.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do the last segment.
Hey, don't think about it too much.
Sports guys talking wrestling on the horn. Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons, Eddie Cross from Fight Night. Impact Wrestling has Knockouts Knockdown coming this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. It'll be on Impact Plus and on Impact Ultimate Insiders on YouTube. The card looks like this. You will have the 8-woman Knockouts Knockdown tournament. Winner gets a shot at the Knockouts title. Participants include Mercedes Martinez,
Nice.
fresh out of NXT, Lady Frost, Renee Michelle, Chelsea Green, Tasha Steeles, Jamie Senegal, Rachel Ellering, and Brandy Lauren.
Wait,
What?
Rachel's in it, but no Jordan Grace.
No Jordan Grace.
No.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
She
You've
got
got
other stuff to
Maybe.
I know she's got some indie bookings too, but
Yeah.
Rosemary and Havoc, Decay, defending the Knockouts tag team titles against Madison Rain and Tennille Dashwood, collectively known as the Influence.
that's a little too close to the inspiration.
I know, but they're the Influence.
I know.
Could
I've
we
seen
see
that
the
too.
Inspiration debut, make a surprise show up?
Oh, fingers crossed. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Would that be the best landing spot for them?
But can they yell
I
inspiration
don't
like they yelled iconic?
I think so.
Inspiration.
Inspiration?
That doesn't have it.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they might go inspiration.
You have a Daphne Memorial Monsters Ball match.
Oh, that's cool.
Participants TBA.
That sounds like it could be
That'll
good.
be done in memory of Daphne,
You gotta
who
have
passed away.
You gotta have Sue Young. That's
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you Jordan Grace might be in that.
Oh.
That would be badass.
that would be cool.
Yeah. Sue Young should be in that one. Probably a few others. And then Deonna Purrazzo will defend her Knockouts title against an opponent to be announced.
Ooh.
Could it be Mickie James? Could it be Melina?
What about if it's Camille from NWA?
What about if it's
Ooh,
Tessa
the
Blanchard?
NWA Women's World Champion.
That would be really awesome.
Ooh.
I
That
mean,
could-
I'm a
that
big
could
fan
be
of
interesting.
Purrazzo, though. She's great.
I mean,
Oh,
if
yeah,
they're gonna do
she's
that,
awesome.
you gotta announce it beforehand, because that's a seller.
Oh, if you see Camille go against Purrazzo?
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
there
you
you go.
that
Let
needs
Billy
to
know.
push.
Let the people over at Impact
that's how you know
know.
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Makes too much sense.
It does, but that would be a big that would need
Yeah,
that
that's
would
what
need
you put
some
on the poster,
promotion.
man.
Yeah.
Well, because
Yeah.
it's like
You're
you're
gonna
not
have the
see
NWA
Christian,
champion
You know,
taking on the Impact champion. So plus
I think
Camille's
both
got
those sell
her
better
own
than Josh Woods.
Yeah. And Camille's got her own issues with I think Melina and Mickie James.
mm-hmm.
Well, that's where you get the run in.
So
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh,
Plus
that makes
few
sense.
others.
You get that dusty finish at the end. You know how it goes.
yeah, but
Why are we not doing this for a living?
Because we don't. It's because we don't have money to play fantasy booking.
That's right.
If we had the money, like if we just got all of our fans together and they each chipped in $5, we can have our own promotion as well.
No.
I think you need a few more fans.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Okay, you're right. So each one of our fans chips in $20.
I was gonna say 100.
Okay, that might help too. I think we have more than 10. 100.
100. Yeah.
You two can make the booking decisions with us, and we'll take a vote.
I mean, Impact Wrestling has been doing pretty well. They've been kind of a little bit up and down here lately with their viewers, but
Yeah.
You got Christopher Daniel now showing up.
Rumor that Braun Strowman's gonna sign.
There has been talk about Braun, or the former Braun, Adam Scherr.
What's he going by now? Like,
His real name,
Adam Scherr.
no, I thought there was some other name that he was going by.
Oh,
Titan.
the Titan.
That's it.
Titan. Yeah.
It's something that just showed how big he was.
You also have
He just returned to the ring actually in his first professional indie match.
and
he took
the
on
free of
EC3.
the free of the narrative too.
Yeah, I heard his cost a pretty penny.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah. We've heard that Bray Wyatt, or the former Bray Wyatt, could show up in Impact.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're playing hard for him.
Man, see,
I heard he might take over the Dark Order.
No,
No?
I hope not. Don't mess with the Dark Order.
It would really darken them back up a little bit.
No,
a lot actually.
No,
Yeah.
They're
they don't
they're
need
kind of goofy now.
But
Dark Order was like a
okay, but I kind of like
sinister thing,
and
know?
it may
now
be
it's-
wrong, but I kind of like the goofy. I like the fun.
see, this is
At some
where
point you got to go back to
this
chicken
is
butt.
this is where I have trouble reading you sometimes because I'm like you don't like the goofiness in a lot of things, and then you're like, no, I'm sold on this, and I'm like,
No,
wait
I
a
like
minute.
goofy. I just like goofy in certain spots.
I get that it is,
and I don't like it in others.
Well, it's like when the face refocuses and gets down to business. It's like I'm all about winning now,
But no,
and that's what the Dark Order needs.
Plus, it's no. I don't know.
Because
There's something about
They're a rudderless ship.
something about doing Bray Wyatt's deal in AEW.
I heard he's got a new mask too.
Yeah, he does have a
God, I
mask.
hope not.
It's even more sinister than the mask that he had before. in
More
WWE.
sinister.
But the thing is if you're never going to take the Dark Order seriously, then you're wasting what's his name?
Everybody.
Vance, the 110.
Oh yeah, Preston Vance.
Yeah, you're wasting his talent because he's probably the breakout star of that group who
He
hasn't
may be,
had a chance to
yeah.
get pushed because he's part of the Dark Order and they're
Yeah.
just
Omni
not being
team,
taken
yeah.
seriously. And I get that it's a legacy act now because it's in honor of Brody Lee, but this is pro wrestling. At some point, the storyline has to continue. Unfortunately,
What if -1 introduces Bray Wyatt
Yeah.
as a new leader?
Yeah, that would work.
Again, that's the thing. I
Calls
don't
him his
want.
uncle.
Yeah,
I don't want Bray Wyatt as the leader of the Dark
but
Order.
he doesn't have to be like the Bray Wyatt that we saw in WWE with the mask and stuff.
Yeah.
It would just be probably old school Bray Wyatt, where he was
Just
kind
can't
of
be
like
Husky
Waylon
Harris or
Mercy,
whatever.
So we go into the never-ending and somewhat incoherent promos.
Those are the best part.
No, they weren't.
The only reason nobody liked him as a character and got over it is because he would never get to win. But everybody loved the promo. You remember when he was coming out to the Fireflies? Like, I mean, it was over.
It was over.
He was over.
The Firefly thing was over.
He was over.
But when he would cut a promo, it was like, what?
They loved the Ultimate Warrior. Can you remember half of his promos? To the dark side of the Starship Warriors. Warrior.
Yeah, his promos weren't great either.
Exactly, but people loved
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I see the same thing in Bray
yeah,
Wyatt.
he's in the Hall of Fame. So is Coco Beware. Let's go with another.
Hey.
High
Don't
energy?
you dare demean the name of Coco Beware.
Yeah.
But, I mean, come
Birdman.
on.
How dare you?
No, the Bray Wyatt promos.
May a
come
bird
on.
crap on your head next time you leave the building.
No.
It may be a parrot.
I mean, it's...
Named
maybe.
Frankie.
No,
When you
I
haven't
just,
shaved,
you know,
it's
I
stuck in
just
your hair.
don't. No,
Okay.
I don't really want to mess with the.
How about we agree on
Dark.
this? Why is Drew Carey?
I
in
don't
the
have
Hall
to.
of
I
Fame?
don't have to agree with anything.
You don't have to. I was just asking about your thoughts on Drew Carey on the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame in the WWE.
It was a promotional gimmick. That's all it was.
I got to think for JC Jane.
Who doesn't?
We're gonna take a time out, but hey, guess what? We got a second hour coming up. Next, we will talk AEW as they celebrate 2 years of AEW Dynamite on the air. That's coming up next. Sports Guys talking wrestling on the horn.
Man, I don't know what they did
Gigi.
between the first time Mandy dyed her hair and now, but holy shit, she looks like 10 times hotter.
They definitely
Well,
darkened it. I mean, the outfit helps a lot.
And the outfit,
I
yeah.
hadn't even gotten down that far.
I was going to say the outfit's
is
what
the
really
outfit.
sells it.
Yeah.
But no, just like from here up.
But I definitely like the faction.
Yeah.
It's like Mean Girls.
Gigi Dillon's got a butt.
It is, yeah. It is the mean girls from high school, basically.
Or what was it? The Beautiful People?
Oh yeah. I like the beautiful.
It is a
people.
little bit, yeah. It has a little beautiful people feel there.
And it's like Gigi and JC had too much of a like forced bounce when they came out beforehand. Like they were doing their gimmick a little too hard.
Yeah, like that's what sells this gimmick is when you don't try.
Yeah,
You have to be kind of like that cool, nonchalant style heel,
exactly.
and not everybody can do that. But they've gotten much better
But
over
you'd
the
see him like
weeks.
just sitting around, moving around too much. I'm like,
Yeah, as I call that, take it like
Take it down a notch.
Yeah, let's just get it down to like a 5.
listen, Jim Carrey, overacting only works for certain people.
Overacting.
I mean, like you can be like Denzel and never have to really change. Just show up and be Denzel.
Yeah,
Oh my.
it's like instead of
Oh,
like
so
turning
now
up to
now
11,
we got
turn up to
the other
15.
two coming to the ring. Raquel's by herself. Whatever will she do?
The newest.
I guess she won't put down her belt to have her hands free to fight.
For real, right? I mean, the belt's more important. It's not just a prop.
Now, if you're gonna use it to hit someone with, what? She's gotta have a friend somewhere.
She needs a sledgehammer.
And see, that's okay. Again, that's where I have a problem with WWE.
Yeah, like why are you standing in the middle of the ring?
Ooh,
Oh.
there we go.
Here we go. Zoe Starks, Io Shirai, women's
because
tag
they-
champs.
And Io won't take off the belt to fight.
Okay, are we actually gonna get something more than just some posturing now?
Nope.
That's when you make a triple threat
Nope.
match for the main event.
Yes. Need
Oh,
Teddy
this was on
Long.
Raw.
Hold up,
Take on
playa.
the- You gotta take on the Undertaker.
Hold up, playa. And the winner goes 1-on-1 with the Undertaker. Oh me.
Holla, holla, holla.
Holla, holla. All right.
Holla, holla, holla.
Let's start second hour. Sports Guys talking wrestling on the horn. Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons, and Eddie Cross from Fight Night as we go into our second hour tonight. AEW, All Elite Wrestling. This week marks 2 years
Wow.
that they have been on. That's, yeah, whatever. But I'm just saying, you look at the success they've had, you know, and honestly, that a lot of that has to do with certain individuals jumping.
I was going to say, a lot of that has to do with COVID, too.
Yeah. You got, Matt Hardy, and you had Brody Lee, the late great. You had guys like, and then, of course, more recently, CM Punk and Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole and everybody. So, but, to look and see what they're doing now, I mean, they were, at that time, they were going up against NXT.
Yeah, it was all about, indie brand versus development brand.
Yeah.
Now it's like, are they beating Raw? Are they beating SmackDown?
Now, well, and that's the thing. If
they went
you
from
look,
super indie to
you
super
look
super.
you look at, say, the key demos, and they're flirting. They're flirting with Raw at least.
Well, they've got the demo god.
They've got the demo guard, Chris Jericho. That's right. So,
I just hope they don't use this as a reason to expand. Like, they've already added another show.
Yeah.
Basically another hour, which, although they kind of needed to with as many people as they have on the roster now, but don't go more pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think I thought that having the hour on Friday night with Rampage I thought that was going to be a mistake. So far, it has turned out not.
All right.
They're doing fine. I would not go any more than that. You also still have Dark and Dark Elevation on YouTube. I do like the 4 pay-per-views a year. Makes it feel special. Makes it feel like
it's actually
means
worth
something.
The money.
Yes.
And it makes the normal weekly shows sometimes bigger.
Yes.
Like the Grand Slam they had.
Yeah, when they had
right. You had Grand Slam. You had the Rochester last week. With that was going to be in memory of Brody because that's his hometown.
But you can tell they take a lot of cues from old school WCW, NWA booking.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, okay, Clash of the Champions. That's not a pay-per-view. It was a super show on television.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a pay-per-view level show on free TV.
Exactly.
On TV. That's right.
That's how you bring people in, not charging them.
But that's
$60
the
every
thing.
month
Yeah, you reward your fans.
for week pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that AEW does that WWE doesn't do as much. They give the fans what they want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like they'll book. They figure it was the fans were whether it's a title change or whatever. They actually kind of listen to the fans. Now they may drag it out a little because they got it. They want to get the story, but and another thing, say they're in a wrestler's hometown. Guess what? That wrestler might win.
What?
No,
What?
it's crazy.
Are you kidding me?
WWE.
You're not gonna punk out
if
someone
you're
like
in,
Bianca Belair in her hometown if you made such a big deal of her,
yeah,
and leave her laying in front of her parents.
Yeah.
WWE. I think they have to punk out. If they're in somebody's hometown, that wrestler is going to lose.
I think that's just the WWE rib at this point.
I mean, it's just nuts.
I mean, if you don't, Bret Hart's gonna just haunt you in your dreams and nightmares.
yeah. So.
I
But
mean, the
yeah.
only wrestler I can think of who ever won in his hometown is Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, won the title WrestleMania in San Antonio.
In a Royal Rumble, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, anyway, 2 years of AEW Dynamite, and they've been on a roll. Speaking of Dynamite, last week, you just heard him bring us back in, Sammy Guevara, who, I mean, I saw the very first time I saw him, he was going after Ricky Starks in the Inspire Pro Championship, that first Inspire Pro card back in 2016. And you see how much he has fought and everything, and now he gets his shot. He defeats Miro. He is your new TNT champion.
This seems like the start of the transition to building their own stars.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking, because it seems like the guys that they started off with have just been pushed down by all the newcomers from WWE.
Well, because they needed to run with established guys in order to, make an actual impact to the network. And I get it. It's like having a big time. If you're telling me you're going to make a movie, but you're going to do it with a bunch of no-name people, it's like, oh man, that movie has to have like the best premise or something completely new that nobody's ever seen before to get people to go see it.
Yeah, and people don't make money off a cult classic.
Yeah.
They make money off of blockbusters.
Yeah, if you got Tom Cruise in there, you're going to draw people, It's just one of those things.
It's like I look over your shoulder and I see Lance Archer.
Lance Archer.
And I'm like, why is he not on TV every week destroying people, fighting for belts?
I mean, there's still some questions. It's still wrestling.
Yeah. But it's like things like that. I'm like, where these guys go?
Right. Well, and
they've been pushed down by all the
the AEW roster has grown to the point where you don't have to have guys on every week, which as long as they're not a champion, and even champions every other week is okay. Have them do a
backstage vignette.
Do a vignette.
You can't miss them if they're there all the time.
Well, that's the thing and that's the thing. And so you can have guys take some time off, like Adam Page, Hangman Adam Page, took time off for the birth of his son.
Let's get into that. Because I think that's probably like the most missed shot so far, because wrestling is about timing, right? The whole Bryan Danielson, my apologies, WWE Daniel Bryan thing. If they didn't hit at that point in time, he doesn't become the big star he is now.
Okay.
Right.
I feel that they missed the boat on Page, and I get that that's his choice. And, I understand the business is different now. You are free to put your family ahead, but it is just one of those things where I feel like since they didn't get a hit on it now, I think Bryan Danielson is the moneymaker right now, and you got to hitch your wagon to him and get him all the big matches possible. And that might be also contending for the title.
And get him in a T-shirt that's not just plain white.
Yes.
It's possible. I want to wait and see what happens when Page returns. And I think it's probably going to be pretty soon, because they've got a show coming up in Virginia, which is where Adam Page is from. So you would think that's probably where he's, he may make his return there. So I see what you're saying, and I tend to agree, but I do want to wait and see.
I just think they missed the boat on it. Like, they can still do it, but it will not have the same amount of impact if they were to just give it to Daniel Bryan Bryan Danielson right now.
Also, I'd love to see the AEW belt in like a wood and turquoise thing.
Yes, that was an awesome gimmick in WWE.
Cool.
Honestly,
It really was. They did something right then.
Yeah,
but so Sammy Guevara, the new TNT champion. Did you see he put out his new vlog this week?
No. I was going to ask if he changed the belt again.
It was just him with the belt. They changed. They swapped out the belt because Mira had made a belt.
Yeah.
For Bulgaria, whatever.
Bulgarian side plates or something.
So it's back to the red and
okay. I kind of like
on a black leather strap and everything. And he'd FaceTimed his now fiance Pam. And it was just a lot of fun stuff. So,
do you think this is the end of the Inner Circle? Like, are we getting to that point now? I mean, Jericho's kind of been doing some more commentary than anything else. We haven't really seen Jake Hager.
Jake,
thank you.
Jake Hager.
I haven't really seen him wrestle.
Well, see, and that's the thing, because so on AEW Dark, you had 4 members of the Pinnacle, with Wardlow, FTR, and Shawn Spears. I don't know if it's the end of the Inner Circle. Maybe it kind of fades to the back, and they bring it up every once in a while, kind of for special things. Because, like you said, Jericho's probably doing commentary more. You got haven't seen Jake Hager doing a match lately. Santana Ortiz.
Yeah, they've been out a lot.
They've been out, I think, and I could see them possibly the next up for the Lucha Brothers for the tag titles.
That'd be awesome.
But I mean,
but if you got them and Guevara both in the title hunt or having belts, you can't say the factions disappeared.
Yeah, but he's the only young guy of the whole faction.
We're not talking about 6 years from now. We're just talking about
I'm talking about now.
Yeah, 21, 22. And if, like I said, if they're either have a belt or in the title hunt, you can't say that the factions.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, I think it might be.
Like
Like I said, I think it may be one of those things where, for now, they'll focus on their individual pursuits, but if they need to, they'll it'll be the inner circle again. So it's not necessarily broken up. You're just not
seeing them.
They're just
together,
right?
As
so.
That sounds like broken up, but
yeah. See, it's just like I know
you just don't see it. That's all.
Yeah, it's kind of like a divorce.
No,
at the very beginning, you just don't see it.
We just changed the channel. They're still back there.
They're back there. Yeah.
Channel over here now.
You mentioned Bryan Danielson. He's continuing his run through the Elite.
The hottest thing going in AEW right now.
Beat Nick Jackson, and then so if you're listening to this on the Horn on Wednesday night, we will have already seen the Elite. So it'll be the Bucks, Good Brothers, and Adam Cole taking on, was it Jurassic Express? Bryan Danielson, Christian Cage, and
sometimes with the Elite, I can't keep up what's showing on.
Yeah.
Something. But anyway, so you'll see that match.
Can I ask you guys this, since I read about this today? So apparently Lana, since you can't trademark that name because it's just a name, so she has the right to use it. Well, she prefers to go by Lana, apparently.
Okay, it's Lana. Fine.
As a wrestler, do you bring that character over to AEW and pair up with Miro? Or are we done with that part of bringing established people over for storyline?
He does talk a lot about his wife, so it wouldn't hurt to have her there.
Man,
now, do you have her wrestle?
But she doesn't really wrestle that well, and AEW is supposed to be the counter programming to WWE. But it's pro wrestling at heart, so therefore, that's what I think.
She doesn't have to wrestle, so you can just be there.
I get that, but I don't think I don't think the AEW fans would accept that, just because they expect their women to wrestle.
You get these incels with a pretty woman in front of them, they'll be all right.
That's what I would assume, but wrestling fans are fickle, man.
Look, it's Lana. She struts around in a tiny outfit.
That's the thing.
Okay. If she tries to wrestle, though, then I expect them to
there's a part of me that says no, you don't bring her on screen because that was in WWE. This isn't WWE. So no, you leave her.
But
leave her
all
at
your
home.
fans are smart fans,
and they do know about the relationship already.
Yeah.
So when he references her,
and that's
they know what he's talking about. They get a picture in their head anyway, and it might be those pictures.
It's just a hypothetical,
Don't have her faking the Russian accent.
Yeah,
agreed. Please don't do that. She studied Russian in college.
Yes.
So she could do it.
But we know that she was just playing a part.
But she's from California.
Now, if she wants to speak Russian, that's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe her and Miro's talking back and forth to each other.
Yeah, and just Russian.
That'd be kind of cool.
I don't know. I'm torn on that one.
See, because it's just like you could go either way.
Maybe she could become a traitor.
Yeah. I mean,
traitor. What do you mean?
Down with America.
Yeah. Or she turns on Miro.
That one I'm not so sure about.
We've already done that, though.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be with Dolph Ziggler this time around. Maybe they write it better.
Maybe it'll be with It'll be with Ryan Nemeth instead.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that he's on that show. See, that would be funny.
The Hollywood hunk. I don't know. I don't know. It seems like that's been done, and
but it's pro wrestling. Everything's been done.
Yeah, and there's a reason it was done.
Yeah, it worked. It worked originally.
I don't know.
In this case, you already know about her before she shows up.
Yeah.
Then when she shows up, big pop. Now, will she get a big pop every time?
Probably not.
Depends on the outfit.
Yeah, it depends on the outfit.
But as long as she's not wrestling, I think it's fine.
The Dark
Same with
Order.
Scarlett.
The Dark Order is finally back together. So they had split up. You had this kind of split between the two. You had Colt Cabana and Evil Uno and Stu Grayson on one side, and then you had 5 and 10 and Alex Reynolds and John Silver on the other side.
We have the red and black and the black and white.
That's what I was going to say. Hollywood and Wolfpack, just to break it down for the old school fans out there.
Just for the sake of being in Rochester for one night, they reunited, and they also teamed with who was it? Orange Cassidy to take on the Hardy Family Office.
Yes.
And you saw where in the middle of the match, Grayson and Uno, they get frustrated. So they're going to just forget it. We're walking out. Mm-hmm. Colt goes after him, and also here comes Amanda Huber, and here comes -1. -1's got the papers. Says dirty, and they get back together and they win, and the Dark Order is once again together,
at least for the night.
Yeah, but see, we talked about this during the break, and this would be the perfect storyline where you bring in Wyndham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt, and he could be the one that brings them all back together in a darker form.
And you could have -1 introduce him.
Exactly.
It's Uncle Wyndham or whatever.
Yeah, whatever you want to call him.
And say, you listen to him and throw some papers at him.
I don't know.
Keep the papers. I love the papers.
It's just, again, right now it doesn't fit, and I think they're still over enough as the,
But separate?
Really, I thought they were getting kind of weak.
If they're separated, they definitely don't have the same.
But they're not separate anymore. They got together. That's what I'm just saying.
But you just said one night.
One match.
Yeah, you said one night only.
I think it could be.
You think?
I think they're together now.
I don't know.
It was for one night, and now we're back together because Amanda Huber and -1.
I mean, they finished that match.
Chewed
together.
them out.
Did they leave the arena together?
Yes.
Did they go to dinner together? Are they on the road together?
I don't know. I'm not sold on Wyndham Rotunda as the leader of the Dark Order.
Because it goes back to
I think he's going to Impact, and he'll do something with Decay or something.
I think either stop would be good for him, but it goes back to saying where it's like you have this faction, you have Vance who's in this faction who's kind of being wasted under the mask. And it's like, if you're not going to give him something to do, don't you think it's just time to break him up?
Yeah, it would make the Dark Order a much bigger and more important thing because they have been pushed to the back with all the new talent that's come, and they're just a lame comedy act now.
I don't think they're lame.
You're a little old, Stu.
Stop it. I was thinking Adam Page, Hangman, would come out and be the one to.
But what makes them a Dark Order then? Just drinking too much? I mean, that's
his thing.
That is dark.
Real quick, thoughts on the first episode of Roads to the Top. What'd you think?
I recorded it, but then I deleted it without watching it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna sit this one out.
Not even on my radar, Stu. What'd you think?
It was pretty good.
I want to know what Dustin thinks.
That's a good question.
I texted him. I was hoping he'd call, but apparently he's got production stuff. So I'm supposed to do his third student showcase is in first week in November.
Awesome.
So I'll be calling that.
The Undertaker movie?
Oh, that came out, yeah.
I need to watch that. I keep forgetting about that.
But yeah, it was pretty good. It was an interesting look at what goes on a little bit behind the scenes there in AEW. Dustin did figure into it a little bit. You also had, the baby shower. So Brandy they had a baby shower, and it was actually Cody's sister Teal, who was kind of a not so nice character, I guess that's what we'll say.
Well, you got to have some conflict on all shows.
Well, that's how you get a spinoff.
Yeah. So it was
Teal to the top.
Yeah, see, there you go. Teal to the top.
Teal to the top. So
but
it was interesting.
Hey, I won 10%.
I'm looking forward to episode number 2, which will air on Wednesday night. In fact, while we're airing.
Right? Yeah.
So if you're listening to this on the horn, we're watching Rose to the Top.
Yeah, record it. Listen to this first.
It was good. It was kind of interesting. It was interesting watching Doc Sampson talking to Ricky Starks about his neck.
Oh, that's right.
And I remember, when he had to sit out, and I think it was so. It from everything it sounded, they were taping. This would have been around April or May of this year because they were leading up to what's
Full Gear?
No, Double or Nothing.
Okay.
They were leading up to Double or Nothing.
If there was a reality show that just showed the behind-the-scenes stuff of the wrestlers themselves, almost like Total Divas, but just in the arena, backstage, dressing room, catering, with the doctor, That I would watch.
Yeah.
All the Southern home life stuff with the baby, I don't give a crap.
Yeah, sorry,
Cody.
But yeah, it was it was interesting. So I'll look for season. I'll
Almost
look
like
for
Hard
episode
Knocks.
2.
Yeah, but
That'd be even harder. Not
But I'm
hard bumps.
But
Hard
bumps. Oh, sign the check right now, HBO.
I
Give
want
it,
10%.
give it to us.
10%.
But
should
you
be rich.
but you mentioned Cody, and it's like that's a great question. Where is he figuring into the new AEW going forward? Because I know that there's
Can't fight for the
rumblings.
title still.
There's rumblings that Brandy wants to come back into the ring. Cody, we've already kind of questioned his character development going forward, where he kind of fits. So I'm just like, man, is he kind of just done for a while until he's ready to try to figure back into the picture, or is he just
That's
never
what it seems like.
going to get back into the picture?
Is he taking like a paternity leave?
It does seem like
tough to say.
seem like he has pretty much kind of relegated himself to kind of a part-time role on screen, and then handles everything behind the scenes.
But even then, they said that they lost power behind the scenes, and that Tony Khan has final say on who wins and loses.
If
right?
you believe the rumor and innuendo, there were reports that all the EVPs, I don't know if it lost power, but there's, Tony Khan is kind of the final say on creative, but apparently they still have a lot of input. So I don't know how much of that.
But so far it's working well, so it doesn't seem like Tony Khan just like taking over and making it his own.
Right.
It is
his
just
own
kind of weird,
ideas.
though, where it's like, oh, this is part of his baby. It was, birthed off of him, but he's not needed anymore. Like, if you don't have Cody Rhodes wrestling on there, you're not missing out, because now they have enough talent to help carry the brand without him.
That's true. That's true.
How much does he get paid off?
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, going to give you an update on the G1 Climax in New Japan Pro Wrestling. We'll talk about it next. You're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Yeah, I got a feeling that Cody is probably going to become a part-timer here. And
I mean, he's already a part-timer.
Yeah, I think he's, he is. I don't know if he's satisfied to be just the guy at Gorilla, and
he's done like risking his neck and wants to use his brain, and
Who are these dudes?
that would make sense.
So
Grizzled Young Veterans.
Is that what it was?
that was no, it was
No,
it was the Briggs and Stratton, or Briggs and
MB
something.
on his trunks.
And they got attacked by what's Walter's
Oh, that's right.
Imperium.
Thank you.
Oh, was that Imperium sitting back there with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Bartel and Eichner.
Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up.
All right, let's hit segment 5.
All right, I'll just sit here quietly. Next 2 segments.
Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Stu Myrick, Justin Smash Simmons, and Eddie Cross from Fight Night. New Japan Pro Wrestling holding their G1 Climax 31. 31 years they've been doing this. So,
Wow.
Yeah. Tournament has been going on now since, let's see, that probably started it started about mid-September. It will go through October 21st, when they will crown the winner. The winner will get shot at the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against the champion at Wrestle Kingdom. Standings as of now, and we're basically talking halfway through. First, you go to A block. You've got 4 guys with 8 points: Zack Sabre Jr., Kenta, Great Okan, and Kota Ibushi. They are all 4 wins. All of them but Zack Sabre Jr. has 2 losses. Zack has 1 loss. Then you got Toru Yano and Tomohiro Ishii with 6 points. Tangaloa from Guerrillas of Destiny and Yujiro Takahashi at 4 points. And Naito had to withdraw because of a knee injury, so he has forfeited his 8 matches. Which you hate to see because you know that was going to be a fun one to watch. Then you go to B block. 2 guys right now undefeated. Jeff Cobb, which I couldn't be happier for him, and Kazuchika Okada.
I hate that they're in the same block.
Interesting that they are in the same block. They are perfect 5-0. They both got 10 points. You got Evil at 8 points. He's 4-1. Then you got the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, 6 points. You got Taichi and Sonata tied with 4 points. And then Goto, Yoshihashi, Tamatanga, and Chase Owens at 2 points. So
no Girls of Destiny matchup.
Probably
final.
no Guerrillas of Destiny final.
No, that's okay.
You wonder if Bushi's going to get like the rub here and get back to the top of A block, especially since you have like 4.
It's possible. It is possible. I mean, Ibushi, he won in 2019. I forget who won in 2020. They had one in 2020, but it was abbreviated. They had went ahead and moved it to the fall because they thought the Olympics were going to happen, but it didn't. But I can't recall for the life of me who won. Let's see. See if I can find some. Here we go. These things. So yeah, Kenta. You got to think Kenta may make some noise.
I think he's too old now.
He might be.
Unfortunately, the injuries slowed him up. You know, he's just not the same performer as he used to be. It's kind of like watching Tanahashi. You know, they can still go, but you just know that they lost a step.
Right. The action will pick back up on Thursday, 5:30 a.m. Eastern, 4:30 a.m. Central on NJPW World. You got A block. Ishii will take on the Great Okan. Takagi, who, by the way, is the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He will take on Toru Yano. Zack Sabre Jr. takes on Takahashi. Kota Ibushi will face Tangaloa. And then the following night, Friday, or morning, depending on where you are, Kazuchika Okada takes on Taichi. Tanahashi and Evil. Sonata takes on Jeff Cobb. Hiroki Goto versus Chase Owens. And Yoshihashi versus Tamatanga. And then it'll continue on, and like I said, until October 21st, you'll get the winners of the 2 blocks facing each other. Winner gets the title shot. They won't have much opportunity for them to, usually you'll have at least one match following that where the right to challenge is challenged. So whoever the G1 winner is, he'll face somebody for the briefcase, basically. Yeah, but
so when Okada beats Jeff Cobb comes back and says, "Hey,
I want another shot."
Yeah,
could have that.
I got lost it. Hey,
the rest of the schedule looks like this. All right, so let's see. There's a Friday. All right, so Saturday, A block again. Kota Ibushi and Great Okan. Takagi takes on Tangaloa. Toru Yano takes on Yujiro Takahashi, and Zack Sabre Jr. takes on Kenta. Then next Tuesday, Hiroshi Tanahashi takes on Jeff Cobb. Goto takes on Evil. Okada and Chase Owens. Yoshihashi versus Sonata. Taichi takes on Tamatanga. Then a week from Wednesday, Shingo Takagi takes on Great Okan. Toru Yano, Zack Sabre Jr., Kenta versus Tangaloa, and Tomohiro Ishii takes on Yujiro Takahashi. Thursday, October 14th, you got Okada and Tama Tonga. Jeff Cobb versus Evil. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Because those two could go. You got Tanahashi taking on Yoshihashi. Goto and Sonata, Taichi, and Chase Owens.
But does this get you excited for the brand? Because we just talked about AEW in the last block and how big they've been to where they nip at the heels of WWE now. At least before there was a lot of distance in between. But at one point, it really did seem that New Japan was going to be the strong number 2 in the world, not just in Japan, and they were making some good headway here. Where do they fit in on the international scene? Because I mean, this is an exciting, G1 Climax, but is it enough to get those fans that have now turned their attention to AEW, the ones that are hardcore WWE fans? Is a completely different style. Like, where do they sit in between all this now?
That's a good question, because I was thinking about it. I guess it was last weekend. I was at NJPW Strong up in Garland, and I was thinking about that because honestly, the crowd was not very big at all. It was, you might have had 500 in there.
Right.
They were vocal, and you'll hear it because they'll show those tapings starting this weekend on NJPW World.
Granted, that was an American heavy product, though. They didn't have a lot of their main roster guys over from Japan.
They didn't. You're right. You had Jay White. You had Juice.
Yeah, Suzuki can come back, right?
You had Suzuki along with Lance Archer. Grant Lance is with AEW. But you didn't. Yeah, you were still relying on a lot of your non-Japanese wrestlers. Outside of Suzuki, Yu Uemura, Ren Narita, there may be a couple others, but the rest of them were out of the LA dojo, or they were, American, or as I said, non-Japanese. So, where do they fit as far as the global wrestling picture goes? It's a hard question, because right now, they're working a little bit with AEW, they're working a little bit with Impact, but is it enough to get some eyeballs on their product? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Especially without a cable TV deal.
Yeah, and you don't. Yeah, you have no cable TV. The
they
best
used to.
best you got is if you have the Roku channel. They show old cards, and I forget what this week's is, but they had like last year's Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, weren't they on like Access TV or something before COVID?
They were on Access TV when they got bought out by whatever Anthem, the parent company for Impact Wrestling.
Okay. And they said no.
They said no. We don't want. Yeah, we don't want to play. Well, that was the old management too.
Mm-hmm.
That was. What's his name? I forget. Anyway,
that's all right.
But yeah, that was old management too, and they were holding grudges because Impact treated their guys kind of badly back in the day.
Yeah, like
they were holding grudges from like 8 years ago. Yeah, the way they showed Okada, the way it showed at that time Nakamura.
No offense.
And Tanahashi.
Honor is a big thing in the culture.
It is.
So it's understandable.
But as I say, now you got you had Finn Juice, and you got what's his name?
Jay White.
Yeah, you had Finn Juice, you had Jay White, Hikuleo, Nagata-san. You got those guys showing up on Impact. You got obviously things have thawed.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think it's gonna take them getting a deal on some U.S. cable network, for them to even get anywhere.
They'd probably have to pay for it too.
Yeah, and it's gonna be sad because he can never show you a live show. It will all have to be on delay in order for them to get numbers.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Finish up Monday the 18th. It'll be Kota Ibushi taking on Kenta. Ishii taking on Toriano. Shingo Takagi takes on Yujiro Takahashi. And Zack Sabre Jr. takes on Tangaloa. And then 2 weeks on Wednesday, October 20th, Sonata versus Evil. So former LIJ mates
I love the
facing each
fact
other.
that evil is capitalized.
Yeah.
This makes it seem more evil.
Yeah. Yoshihashi will face Chase Owens. Hiroki Goto takes on Tamatanga. Okada versus Jeff Cobb. Tanahashi takes on Tai Chi. So, yeah, like I said, you hope they can find something, but I don't know. Like I say, they did not draw very well, honestly. I hate to see it, but it was sparse. And they weren't using the whole arena either. They were using like half the arena.
Oh, wow. And that's in Texas.
Yeah, that was up in
granted,
Garland.
you could say COVID had a lot to do with it.
It's
but
Curtis Colwell Center.
Yeah, but in the DFW area, you think you'd find more than 500 fans.
They sold out for AEW.
Yeah.
The whole arena. Not
Not
a
just
month
space.
ago.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
sold
it's
out.
just-
Maybe it was just too close.
I think they had the same issue that Impact was having, where it's just like they were trying to make a comeback, right? Or ROH for a time being. They didn't have new stars. They need new stars, but you have the extra roadblock of being a whole ocean away. So it's like your best stars can't just be
Yeah.
available to come to the U.S.
Well, and
of course, the
travel
whole English
restrictions.
issue.
Yeah.
You got travel restrictions because of COVID. Now those may start to lighten up a little bit. I don't know. I haven't heard. We'll see. But yeah, you got to believe that's going to be. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Wrestle Kingdom. Come up in January, what that looks like in Tokyo Dome. I mean, they'll get the crowd. They'll get the 30, 40,000 at Tokyo
Yeah,
Dome.
over there, yeah.
After that,
It's also kind of a deal with market saturation around here.
it
There's
is.
a lot of wrestling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
WWE, AEW, Impact,
ROH.
ROH, MLW is coming back here some point
Oh,
soon.
that's right. They're on Vice TV now.
Yep,
They
they're
got
on
a deal.
Vice. They
Yeah.
got the thing with they're doing the
They're big.
it
show's
was
coming up.
and it's going to be the title for title.
Yeah,
Hammerstone and Fatu.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping the Hammerstone wins. I think he's world champion material.
It's probably
There's
about
just
time.
So much of it on TV, it's just hard to keep up.
It is.
And if you're going to come in with a bunch of non-English speaking stars in a different style at different time,
Yeah.
especially that 4:30 a.m. stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
gotta be
is it even
devoted.
worth
It's tough.
Is it even worth it to try to get
It's
into
tough.
the U.S.?
It's tough. Sometimes their cards can be a little long, especially Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll let you know what's happening in independent wrestling around the area. Plus a few other notes. You're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Yeah,
Hey,
New
can you switch
Japan
that
is
to the
just...
baseball game?
Huh?
Can you switch that to see if the Yankees and Red Sox are still going?
Yeah, sure.
Was it on
Let's see.
probably on Fox.
Actually, I think
Or
it was ESPN.
TBS.
It was ESPN, I think. Yes,
Yeah,
ESPN.
yeah. Was that YouTube TV, right?
Yes.
How you liking it?
I like it.
I'm
It's
thinking
good.
about switching to that
Yeah.
next year.
You get 4 devices, I think, at one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yankees.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Nice.
Yeah. And now they just got, they just added Univision and Unimas. So, like, sports-wise, more soccer. So
I looked down and I thought you had an ankle bracelet for a second.
yeah.
I was like, "What'd you do?"
No, I was just checking to see what's going on, like, that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. It's good. Unlimited DVR
Nice.
keeps it for like 9 months.
I think what was it? I have AT&T TV or now Direct TV Stream.
Yeah.
So they went to the unlimited DVR, but I'm still paying way too much a month.
Well,
That was
problem
the
with
original
DirecTV
deal
Stream is
signed on
no NFL Network.
True. Also no
NFL Red
CBS
Zone.
Sports Network, which messes with my football.
So yeah, I
watching.
get CBS Sports Network.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we get that.
And no Pac-12 Network, or I have to pay more for
And
it.
I think I get Pac-12.
Yeah.
I think.
You can pay for it. Like, they have a
Yeah,
sports
I don't-
package
yeah,
on
I don't wanna
YouTube
pay for it.
TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to go on a half and half deal, I mean, that way I can save some money. You can just have like the access code, and
Hey,
then
man.
and then if you want to add the sports
It's
package,
pretty
then
good.
we could do it together
That
if
might
you
work.
want.
Although there are times I have like well, it doesn't happen often. Like I'll use
Well, and that's the other thing.
3
So
Direct TVs
I'll
at the same time.
like I have YouTube TV, and I'll sign up. I signed up for the sports package just to get NFL Red Zone.
Uh-huh.
So come January, I'll just cancel it
Yeah.
and keep the rest of YouTube
What's that
TV.
around 60?
It's
It bumps it.
$64.99 a month, And then the sports package is like $10.99 a month. Okay. And there's other add-ons. You can add on like HBO Max or whatever. But if you have AT&T, you probably get HBO Max for free.
You know what's really good too? It's just that like if you have like the basic channels like PBS, because you get all your basic channels too on this. Like
you get the local channels.
PBS just had that amazing Muhammad Ali documentary,
I heard about that,
and like you can actually go back and watch it on demand on YouTube TV through PBS because it gives you all the stuff on their YouTube. It's really cool.
And I have like my HBO Max is through my AT&T TV, but I also have it technically. I have it through my AT&T phone too, so I just have to switch somehow the account to go through my phone. I have to talk.
Well, that's the beauty about YouTube TV, so you can watch it on your phone. Yeah.
All right, let's do the last segment here.
I got someone else's Netflix. I got someone else's Disney. We were talking about the fight.
Sports guys talking wrestling on the horn. Stu Myrick, Justin Smash Simmons, and Eddie Cross from Fight Night. I gotta have Rocky Romero on. Thing about that Carl Anderson rejoin. Gotta have the Good Brothers back on too. They gotta do another Talking Shop at Mania maybe.
They're too busy flying back and forth from
Nashville to That's true. We got a couple of cards in independent wrestling coming up this weekend, so we will start with Reality Wrestling present Cancer Awareness Pink Out. Saturday, Booker T's World Gym Arena in Texas City. Bell time 7 p.m. Gino Medina, Rudy Garza, Will Allday, Roxy will be there, and more. That's Reality Wrestling this Saturday in Texas City. And Metroplex Wrestling presents Brawl for All Saturday at the MPX Arena in Bedford, bell time 8 p.m. Dexter Hardaway will host the card where Oklahoma wrestlers will come down to face their MPX counterparts. That's Metroplex Wrestling this Saturday in Bedford, and that's a look at independent wrestling around the area. Make sure you get out and support independent wrestling wherever you are. Yes, it is all about Texas OU, even in the wrestling ring.
I'm trying to hold back an OU sucks thing right now.
I was going to say suck right after that, too.
I texted Dustin, dude, we still need to do that Red River rivalry match
shootout.
with Jake Hager.
Yeah, they should be doing it this week.
Yeah, that should be on TV. It should be on
Rampage.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. That match needs to take place on Rampage now.
Dark Side of the Ring this week.
They can still squeeze it in.
Did y'all see the last week's episode on FMW?
Have not.
No.
It was pretty good.
Catch up.
It was interesting.
I haven't seen Canyon either.
Canyon was good.
Yeah,
Canyon was really good. It was sad to see what he was dealing with and all the anxiety and the depression and everything. This past week's it was on Onita's FMW, how they were able to rise up and become a big promotion in Japan, and with all the exploding barbed wire and all the other, and then they got involved with the Yakuza, and there's some other stuff, and it finally.
I know it's on my DVR.
Yeah,
but I was in Denver this past weekend, so
it's a hell of a show.
To catch up on.
It is a hell of a show. Really interesting. This week, this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central on Vice, they will be profiling Johnny K9. Johnny K9 was a pro wrestler. I want to say he was out of Canada. He was also the leader of a biker gang that was implicated in drug trafficking, bombing a police station, and a gruesome double murder.
How do you trust that guy when you're wrestling with him to not just break your neck?
Well, see, that's the thing.
It's
so,
like you, Jack.
There was a clip.
Exactly.
There's a clip where Jim Cornette says, "Look, if you're like a wrestling fan or a wrestler, you couldn't be a nicer guy. But if you're, victim of one of these, probably not so much." So
multiple personality type deal. that
definitely,
switch.
yeah.
Turn it on,
You
turn it off.
understand how the business works, and you need to keep the money coming in.
That's
I guess.
just crazy.
Yeah.
Can't wrestle yourself if you injure everyone.
And I'll be honest, I don't think I recall him being on I don't think he was in WWF. I don't think he was in
That's the
WCW.
first I've heard of him.
No, I think this guy was just like an independent guy that maybe had a few dates, maybe like at ECW or something like that. Maybe in the early
Sounds
days.
like, what was that, King of the Deathmatch, Nick Gage?
Nick Gage.
Sounds a lot like him.
Yeah.
A precursor.
Yeah, GCW. So anyway, that's Dark Side of the Ring this Thursday night.
It is dark.
9
Yeah.
p.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Central. Catch it on Vice.
Classic Wrestler of the Week.
Oh, that's right. We were going to do Classic Wrestler of the Week.
I made it easy this week.
Go for
it. Because it's the first one. He's probably been my biggest inspiration. A lot of independent wrestlers will say the same thing. But Dynamite Kid, and I would suggest to all of you out there, go back and see the Dynamite Kid versus Sammy Lee on YouTube. Sammy Lee is the original Tiger Mask, but those are the English matches, so it's World of Sports style. They have the rounds and stuff, but those guys, if you like the flippy stuff now, this is the precursor to all that. And you should know your history. I suggest you go watch that stuff and then get into Dynamite Kid versus Tiger Mask 1 and watch as many as you can.
Okay.
Man, I thought
Nice.
Stu was a wrestling nerd.
I mean, as an ex-pro wrestler, they would always go say to watch the tape. So I've wasted hours of my life watching all this stuff, and I had no place to do it. So I was like, here you go, Classic Wrestler of the Week.
You guys make me feel like I have a social life. I appreciate that.
Like Chad Hastings saying, we make him feel normal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Real quick, football on the Horn this weekend. We'll start Thursday night. The Lake Travis Cavaliers head to House Park, downtown Austin.
Oh, slumming it.
So you
They
guys are
will
doing
take
the
on
simulcast?
Austin High. Huh?
You guys are doing the simulcast?
Simulcast. What are you talking about?
Yeah, IHS fan. They covered the Maroons, so it's like
Well,
you guys...
they get but that's on web. We're on the radio.
Okay.
So Lake Travis, Austin High, pregame 7:15, kickoff is 7:30. It'll be Mark Honig, Steve Foster, Foss, because he has the Bowie game Friday night. So and Bucky is heading to Dallas for Texas OU stuff. So Foss will be filling in. So they'll be in the booth. I'll be on the sidelines.
Lots of stories about Foss.
Yes, lots of stories. Oh my God. Anyway, catch that on 104.9 FM. Lake Travis just had their way with Hayes, but Hayes had maybe 35 kids on the sideline. It was not good.
Oh,
Hey, what are they called now? They're not the Rebels anymore.
No, they're the Hawks.
Hawks. There you
Hayes
go.
Hawks. So
A couple years ago, I went to see Cuero play Eastside Memorial.
Yeah.
Cuero had more cheerleaders than Eastside had players.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
It was
believe
bad. And that was the year we won state too.
Nobody's talking about them right now, but LBJ, they're really good this year.
Yeah. Well,
If you
they,
have a chance
they
to
were
go to
good,
the East Side, check them out.
and they were good last year. So I don't doubt that. Saturday, the Red River Shootout,
Getting up early.
Texas.
Where's Arn Anderson?
Oklahoma. Pre-game 7 a.m. from the fairgrounds. Chad Hastings, Bucky Godbolt. Kickoff at 11 a.m. Hit it across the Austin Radio Network. 104.9, 101.9, AM 1260, Coke FM 98.5 and 99.3.
Man, I miss going to that game, but I don't miss the drive. I don't miss the drive back.
I don't miss having to set up that stupid thing.
Well, the thing is, when I went to the games, I got to, 1 year I got to be in the press box. 1 year I got to be on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Working for the SID department at UT, and I'm spoiled.
Yeah. All right.
A few years sitting in the stands, but those were the Mac Brown getting creamed years.
Yeah.
I haven't been back since.
We'll see. I feel like OU could probably win this one.
They
But
should.
I feel like we could win this.
but they are beatable, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
I mean, we left 19 points on the out there against TCU. It should have been 51-27. Would have felt much better about it going into this week.
And then Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys will host the New York Giants. Divisional matchup.
Saquon's back.
Kickoff
He's good
3:25 p.m.
Zeke's
Central.
back.
Oh, that's the same
That'll
time
be
the
on the
Bears are
horn.
playing at the Raiders, so I don't know.
You got the late game, huh?
Yeah, I won't be watching that one.
Anyway, catch that
Yeah,
on the
dogwood.
horn. Brad Sham, Babe Loffenberg. Of course, catch pregame, postgame with Ari Timken and Brian Broaddus. So that'll do it for this week's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. You can follow Justin Smash Simmons on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at The Smash Simmons. You can follow Eddie Cross at
Eddie Experience, 1 E in the middle, and if we didn't thank you, let us do it now.
You can follow me on Twitter at StewMyrick. That's STEWMYRICK. You can follow the show on Twitter and Twitch at SGTWATX. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. We live stream video on YouTube and Twitch Tuesday nights, 7:30 p.m. Central. You can also catch us Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central on the flagship station for the Texas Longhorns and your radio home in Austin for the Dallas Cowboys. We are The Horn, 104.9 and 101.9 FM and AM 1260. You can also catch us anytime on demand by either going to hornfm.com and click on the On-Air tab, or by subscribing to us on your favorite podcast provider. Make sure you rate and review us while you're there. For Eddie, for Justin, I'm Stu. Thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time tonight. We will see you at the matches.
Goodbye and good night. Bang!
And there we go.
Ooh, that is a mouthful you got there at the end.
Hey,
It's always fun to watch that.
At least I got it typed up now. So
Yeah, that's a good move. That's a good move.
All right. I think we're spent, so we're going to sign off on YouTube and Twitch as well.
Agreed.
Thanks for much for joining us. We will be back next week. Don't know what we'll talk about. We'll talk about something, though. For Eddie, for Justin, I'm Stu. Have a great night.